Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. It's Sunday, July the 1st, the year 2018. Let's talk trading, weekly open and gap, also the monthly open. So let's take a quick look here. And we're going to start this month off right. Remember our money and risk management. And you can see where the yen opened here. It opened within that candle body of the previous month. So these are your monthly levels. And you can see last month we had an inside bar. So look for it to pop out one end, the other end, or perhaps both ends. On the weekly, you can see we had a gap down. And right now, 17 pips to the good, filled the gap. We've only got 1, 2 open gaps. And they're both on New Zealand. Interesting. So once again, if you played the gap fill, that open gap, you would have profited. Looking at the daily, you can see we are in the upper wick zone. And we know price doesn't like staying in the upper wick zone. 1, 2, 3, 4 green days in a row. You see 4 in a row back here. You see what happened later. So just something to take a look at. We trade in the moment. And already today, New Zealand, or the pound New Zealand dollar, 104 pips range, making new highs. And quick look here, 32.05 on the pound dollar, so we might have some 3,200 action there. Aussie 7400, there's another 00 trade in the making. New Zealand CAD 89.06 and New Zealand Japan 75.02. A couple of more of those psychological trades at the double O or triple O. And buy zone, once again, here's the open. There was the pivot. So you had two things in your favor, not to mention the previous day was green. You go with the flow, right? Not enough, 26 pips, no rat zone, move on, right? Okay, let's just turn this to H1. Here's your weekly pivot, 110.34. Here's your weekly R1, 111.36. Which way, what's it going to hit first, the pivot or R, weekly R1? That's what we'll be looking for. Already took out the pivot. We did have a missed pivot here, but it was really what was it, 3 points, not even a full pip. But we're not playing with hand grenades. Okay, what do we have here? We've got a 1 ball, green at the line. Need I say more? No, I don't need to say more. You guys already know what's happening. Once again, we've got green H1, green candles at the line, profitable. Okay, we're in that upper wick zone, so we're going to look for a trade to go the other way. And here in the holo zone, we're in the upper holo zone right now. And it's Sunday or Monday, depending on where you are in the world. And you can see here, we don't really have much going on. Inventory reduction bars, had a breakout here, worth about 2 or 3 pips at the moment. And just looking at, and see here, the day, week, and month are all the same. So they're kind of overwriting themselves on the 0 here. Einstein line, there you go, it popped above. Good for a pip. We're now back in here, seeing what's going to happen next. You know, I thought I was going to get rid of this. I was going to put the dots on it. That's what I was going to do, but I guess I forgot. So what are we going to do this month? Somebody said stick with the yen. Okay, we'll stick with the yen. We'll look at the daily or the weekly chart right now. And you can see these levels. We'll be looking for these levels either to be broken one way or the other. And we'll just be looking for price action. That midpoint, 110.15. Be looking for some action there. Cross below this weekly close. And we're going to look for it to keep heading south. A break above previous week's high. And we're going to look for it to go north. Okay. So once again, it's not rocket science. And you see this big red candle here? This one right here. See, I would look for price to fill to that level because this candle needs to get filled. Right now, I'd call it a naked candle. I think I took those, I removed that, that display here. I don't see it. No, I guess I took it off. I might have to bring it back. I know it's kind of a tease. And I know, guys, thanks for bearing with me, but with the union, I've still got a lot of stuff to do. It's getting crazy. So that's why I haven't put out any new batches. I programmed a couple people needed some favors, some quick fixes or adjustments. So I made those to help them out. But I haven't forgotten you. So I will have to get a batch out soon. And usually, I hope you guys think it's worth the wait. So that's about it for the weekly open and gap. I'm just wondering if I know there's a couple people out there who they say they've been trading this. I'd like to hear from somebody else that hasn't told me whether or not they're playing this and for profit or not. Because it seems like it's such a nice trade, and we can just take a look here and see what we've got. Got Euro New Zealand, you see it gapped down. So it's got a few more pips to go, about 10. And the Australian, it gapped down. And let's see, it's got about 9 pips to go. So those are the 2 plays left for you right here. So you got 10 and 9 pips. See if it's going to close that gap. And you know the pivot point somewhere down here, so I might look for a gap to close, a reversal through the open, and then it winding up at that pivot point. In fact, let's just take a look here since I mentioned pivots. Where is it? Is it here? Yeah. You can see here, there weren't too many missed pivots. We've got one here on the 29th. And we got one on the 26th right here. But that says it only missed it by 1. That's a hand grenade one, right? So that looks pretty promising. And we were looking at the other one. Let's just take a quick look here. The daily. You can see here only 2 missed pivots, one of them being Friday. I mean, these missed pivot trades seem like they could be pips in the portfolio or money in the bank, however you want to say it. But since we're draining the banks, it'd be pips in our portfolio. And you can see here, this one was missed that day, but you see here it got covered. So once again, sometimes it might be a long wait, but when you see it start to head back towards the pivot, it's time to jump in, jump on that train heading to the pivot. Take me to the pivot land, right? As opposed to the promised land. Oh, bad joke, right? Okay. So yeah, weekly open and gap. Put things back to the yen. And so that's it, fellow traders. I don't recall seeing any questions out there, so if you need me to answer something, feel free. Oh yeah, somebody did tell me that the people over on Forex Factory, somebody actually posted the link to one of my YouTube videos talking about frequency distribution. And I guess maybe a few people are now understanding it, and it's always kind of nice to see, your work being, I guess, shown, especially in places where you're not welcome. Because for those of you who don't know, I got banned from Forex Factory. Oh man, when was that? It was a long time ago. It must have been somewhere around, might be 10 years ago, somewhere around 2008, 2009. I think's when they kid. I think I started coding MT4 right around 2008 or so. So yeah, um, I've been persona non grata there for a long time. And they still, that's funny though, now they're posting my videos and some people are singing my praises and other people are still calling me nasty names. But, that's just how it goes. So, anyway, we don't need to worry about what other people think. It's only what I think that matters to me, and it's only what you think that matters to you. So, you know, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So, let's start this month off right. Get out there and drain the banks.